Alright, chapter 3, Help from the Past. We must go back to the future in the past. It's a dream, isn't it? It has to be. Why it's? Why not this is a dream? That's so much better. A nightmare. Please, just let me wake up. There's no way that any of this is real. My mind, my body, my soul. They're all screaming out for none of this to be happening. How could this be happening? I have nothing to live for. Ah! I open my eyes and attempt to snap out of this hallucination. The vast blue sky accompanied by the shining star we call the sun greeted me. What has Lucy been reading you? You're 14! Get a life! I'm gonna yell at this child about their choice of words. Oh shit, it's snowing outside again. Hell yeah, baby. None of it's sticking because it's way too warm, but it's snowing. Hell yeah, brother. Still laying down on the lawn, I collapsed on and had my body run immobile from all the exhaustion. All I had left was me and my thoughts. What happened to me? I won't be ignored! My mind instantly focused on the horrible feeling that nearly killed me. Aside from that, I had a vague idea as to what my situation was. Despite how ridiculous it seemed. Took another look at the dates, cementing my fears. January 6th. Like, I'm impressed this motherfucker bothered to put this in superscript. Also, Wani Demo, see you again post E2. Nico breaks up with Olivia. Olovia? And leaves and meets the Lara starts connecting. Oh my god, please, please. I'm in the pastel. Not just even a couple of years. I'm not in a couple of years. I'm in a time I don't even exist in. What kind of cruel joke is this? I can't even shake my own hand. Why? 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 If I'd been able to move, I would have unleashed my frustrations and thrashed whatever I would get my hands on. Despite being an extremely proper young woman up until this point, I'm not going to be very rude about things. Instead, all I could do was flail about wildly. I don't care if anyone seen me and made it look like I was throwing a tantrum. I would find no comfort here. I was all alone. Don't you think it's scary to have no one remember you? My eyes widened. I remembered Rachel's words. Her tail started to well up. Mom, Dad, Rachel, I don't want to be alone. I'm scared. I'm scared. Hello? Hello, I'm so scared. Nobody knows me here, and I got nowhere to go. Man, I'm like -10. Sucks. How many candles go on a birthday cake for a -10? 10 years early. Is that what they mean with an early child? Born early? Simcoe attempts to leave Olivia. No, you don't, yes. Oh no, damn, he got isekai. Despair and sadness clouded my mind. Subconsciously curling up, I wept quietly into the earth beneath me, all notion of past. Also, if you're subconsciously curling up, then you're noticing it. It's whatever. I mean, I get what you mean. You're not really paying attention, but that's a. I don't know. I feel like you should comment on it a bit more than that. Oh, the notion of passing time escaped me as I cried myself to sleep. When I came to, the sun was still bearing down on me. I've been sleeping on some random stranger's lawn for like an hour. Nobody cares. I thought this was a nice neighborhood. Dirt and blades of grass stuck all over me when I sat up, checking my phone again. Despairing of the right day, my eyes went to the clock. Only an hour and a half passed in my manic rush. Amber, I'm an isekai. That can't be right. I don't have a slave harem yet. Dad, how can I be in an isekai if slavery isn't even legal? Where am I supposed to get my 5 slave girlfriends who I'm not going to release from slavery or bondage? And Anon's like, oh my god, Amber, I grew out of that shit years ago. What the hell? What did I tell you? If I ever find myself in an isekai, I will release all slaves in my possession from bondage. There we go. Don't be a Jefferson, darling. Thomas Jefferson might have had slaves and fucked them and then been like, haha, your child is still my slave too. But it doesn't make it right for you to do so. In fact, if you ever do go back in time, just kill Jefferson, okay? Just shoot him. You got my blessing. Fuck that guy. Isn't he a founder of America? Yeah. And he sucks ass. just like, Adam has like a really personal beef with Jefferson. Just like, out of all of them, he's like the one that he's like, listen, if you ever come across him, right? John Hancock, who cares? Hamilton, who cares? If you see Jefferson, shoot him. No apologies. No warning. I want a different president on my $100 bill. Taking out of the time, I acknowledge my body's cry. Stomach, can't you see we're in deep shit? Didn't care for that, only grumbling louder, making me conscious. I was also thirsty. I had some money on me, so I could get a quick snack and a refreshment that wouldn't help me in the long run. After all, I know where I belong now. Nowhere else I can run to. Also, given inflation, she probably has like $200 in her pocket, and it's like, oh, this is enough for like 2 cookies, right? At the current rate of inflation, it might as well be. Sir, can I buy a loaf of bread? She slaps $200 down. Jesus Christ, woman. You alright? Take it back. On the past, my past, I search for my memory for answers. I'm pretty sure if you knew if there were answers in your memories about time travel, you would have figured it out by now. If you're in trouble with our route, I'd have to go to Grandpa's house. I like how. If you're ever in trouble and we're not around, darling, don't hesitate to go to Grandpa's house. Whatever you're struggling with, I know they'll help you. I'm sure of it, sweet. Oh no, that's Mom. That's Lucy. If you're ever in trouble when I'm around, darling, don't hesitate to go to Grandpa's house. Whatever you're struggling with, I know they'll help you. I'm sure of it, sweet tooth. That's your nickname. I'm bequeathing it to thee. Mom's words echoed in my mind, and my eyes wanted to water out of yearning, but I had no tears left. I'm too fucking thirsty. I need to hydrate or dihydrate. Despite it, recalling her words, I could feel my heart grow strong. With renewed energy, I gritted my teeth, picked myself up, and whatever happened to me, I wouldn't let it win. I didn't know how or what I could do, but at least I was had to find a solution. That helps, being productive. Going places, meeting people, Dunder Mifflin. It's paper, people, paper. My legs were unbelievably sore from the abuse I put them through, and yet, I mean, I know that feeling. Last Tuesday, I went for a 2-hour long walk in the freezing cold, and my legs were frozen. That was not a smart move. I didn't flinch from the pain. I kept putting one foot in front of the other, and my trek to my destination. You already ran. Like, I'm impressed that after 1 hour, you can just get up, but I guess you are 14, so who knows. After a while of my forced discomfort, I arrived at the edge of my grandparents' neighborhood. It remained the same despite my traversal through time, though it had been comparatively less worn down than when I was used to. Passers-by gave me strange looks, even after I dusted myself up. I was quite a mess. My feathers had become unkempt, and I could tell I was giving off and exhausted. You're a teenager. Why would anyone give a shit? You're like a teenager who is like in puberty at best. I'm sure the average person doesn't really give it that much attention. Like, the way it's written implies that you're like 9 years old. In fact, there's a weird part of me that feels like Amber does kind of come across like she's supposed to be 9. Which is what most people tend to write her as, but, like, she's going to high school, man. She's 14. She has a rich social life on her phone by this point. Despite the attention... That's probably just me. I'm also part of the problem. Despite the attention, I threw it... I threw it to the back. I threw it back. I gotta throw it back in the yard. On my mind, as my parents' house came into sight. Walking up to the front door, I reached for the knocker. I just stopped just short of it. My body was frozen in fear and anxiousness. Memories of the crushing, as I dubbed it, came back to me. I don't want to go through that again. Am I really making the right choice here? Is there another way? Maybe it was Spears' psychic powers. Second-guessing myself right at the finish line. The decision was made for me with the door open. It caused me to jump out of my scales. In front of me was now a light blue pterosaur, much like me, though petite. The closed eyes shot open, revealing round irises, an indisputable mark of bloodline that I was a part of. Lucy, what happened? You alright? You began quickly scattering around my body over injuries. What happened to your clothes? Didn't you leave in your usual get-up? I couldn't bring myself to answer. What came to mind, or too lost for what to say. Amid the silence, the great beast roared in protest of being neglected. Son of a blush and embarrassment. I feel like, you know, Fang is 18, and I imagine she's taller than you, and like more mature. I'm honestly baffled that Samantha like wouldn't know the difference. Like, sure, you look like them, but no one's gonna walk up to me. I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure when my dad was young, he wouldn't look like me in that way. Amidst the silence. Okay. My grandmother, Samantha Harron, giggled at my body's honesty. Let's get you something to eat, Lucy. She said, ushering me inside without my input. From the looks of it, you need a little upper to lift your spirits. So how about you make you some diet nuggets you enjoyed so much? She wasted no time in leading me into the kitchen. Full setting me down at the table. The next thing I knew, I was taken aback at the speed of proficiency which she cooked. It's fucking nuggets! What do you mean, cooking? The veritable were woven of action, never stopping whatsoever. Even as she finished and laid the blade down nuggets in front of me, she hadn't broken a sweat. Now, how about you tell me what happened? She gazed right into my eyes, despite us being closed. I could feel myself breaking out into a cold sweat. One night I had to say something. I thought I was square that I would suffer with the effects of the crushing again. I like how the character is aware of the fact that the crushing seems to be because she tried to tell Spears about the time travel stuff. But, like, you haven't told the audience that, and she is using it like it is. Like, you can't leave your audience in the dark on these kinds of conclusions. You have to let the character... Whatever. I couldn't put her in a situation where someone who looked like a daughter had a heart attack. Regardless, I couldn't have her think that I was mom. That could only be bad. My silence was interpreted as a refusal to speak. A frown sullied an amiable look. Well, if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. Just eat up, dear. Oh no! I'm losing my chance! Come on, words! Just come out, please! I started panicking, mine into overdrive. How am I supposed to tell Grandma I'm a granddaughter without weirding around? By muttering, of course. Although, if the crushing does happen because you say things, right, then how the fuck can you mutter it without realizing that it's happening? What did you just say? She said, dropping the room's temperature to freezing cold. Her eyes widened in realization, quickly covering my mouth. Your eyes covered your mouth? Oh no! My mumble! I braced myself for the incoming pain, hoping to brave the best I could for it, but nothing happened. I thought I could tell. This has happened once! How the fuck has she figured it out by now? Like, this is probably one of my biggest issues with this in the early part. It's like, the crushing is treated as this, but it's not explained to us clearly for a good while, like in a crisp, clear fashion. We're just kind of supposed to infer this out of from what? Like, maybe she froze because Spears is fucking terrifying. Nah, I have a good look at you. You're not Lucy. Who are you? What did you mean by granddaughter? I'm sorry, Samantha. You're old now. I think you're a clone now. God damn it. Someone's posting some heavy memes. Before we go much further, I must remind you, I love this stupid little fucking... Cube! It's just a guy who's like points at a cube and he goes, cube. It's great. It's everything you need. I always did wonder how she could see, but now's not the time to think about that. Where did her wrinkles go? Seeing as the crushing filter make an appearance, I gulp, stealing myself to test the water. You're right, I'm not. You're right, I'm not Lucy. I'm her daughter, Amber. I paused between my sentences just in case that the crushing felt like making itself known. As soon as my words reached her, she recoiled in my grasp. A wing switched in the interim, and the furrow in her brow intensified. Does the author know that, like, between 15 to, like, 18, women do grow up, man? Like, how are these the same? But how? Lucy is only 18, and you look like you're 16. 15, actually. She didn't know what to think about the situation at all. I did find herself pinching herself a couple of times. She can see if she was dreaming. Verifying she was indeed awake, she took a deep breath. How do I know you're telling the truth? That is a really good question, actually. I don't have anything that could be used to ID me. Wait, I'll show her a picture. Look, this is a picture of me and you and my mom, although she doesn't look like anything like you ever remember. But I swear she's my mom. You know, my mom was in the band. Oh, you mean the band? Yeah, my mom's in the band. At this point in her life. Oh, I do remember the band. God damn it. Fucking puppet pals and the band. The moment it struck me, and I took out my phone and started browsing the gallery. A bunch of pictures from family get-togethers, but I scrolled over down to the one I had in mind. Selecting the image, I turned the phone on to Grandma. She froze and her mouth hung open with her hands on a beak. Her reaction to the picture spoke volumes. Is that the picture? This picture was taken on Mother's Day. I think you can recognize who the people here, but it starts in the middle. That's me. Your granddaughter. Isn't it weird that you're blue when your daughter's green? Then I noticed that she actually started tearing up. Did I overdo it? No! She's like, oh my thank fucking goodness, I'm gonna have a grandkid. After we sterilized Nasser for being a fucking idiot. What? Well, you know, he drove his bike, flew off, and crushed his balls on a bollard. And he said afterwards that no one ever should suffer from that bollard ever again. And then Anton in a couple of weeks is like, this bollard has it out for me. What a weird repeat in history. Well, that's a bonus chapter we don't need. Before I could react, I was captured in a feathered and comfortably tight embrace. Oh, thank the Lord. Lucy grows up to be a fine woman and gives me a beautiful granddaughter. He was speaking through the tears that I could tell they were made of joy. Felt small critics of my beak as I hugged her back. How could it be anything else? She thanks God. Oh, thank God. My daughter sucks ass even worse in the future. I'm so upset. I feel like you're overstating the evidence. After a while, we separated from each other and Grandma. I would like to point out, I do note that this author doesn't just use, like, proper paragraphs and shit, but also, like, uses new lines to indicate that a little bit of time passes. Holy shit. We have an author that actually knows how structure works. Living Memory should be mandatory reading for everyone who wants to write a fanfic, I feel. Just the basics go a long way. After a while, we separated from each other and Grandma walked away with tears and a satisfied expression. Ugh. Ugh. Now then, I think it's safe to say that you have a story to tell. Don't hold back there. Grandma will listen to everything you have to say. It was clear to me that she was absolutely late to refer to herself like that. But now that I've been prompted to, I went ahead and told her everything that I experienced up until this point. You're gonna have to wait a while, Mom. Like, I know you're like in your 40s by this point, but you're gonna have to wait until you're like, holy shit. So, odds are that, assuming they got them at 18... There's a fair chance that Ripley is retired by the time this story starts in Amber's timeline in 2044. Solid chance. It was clear that she was absolutely related to... I went ahead and told her everything experienced up until this point. How I woke up and attended my first day of high school to find myself here as well as the crushing. You should call it the crushing, man. I told her about the breakdown from a bit ago, which earned me a couple of comforting headpats. Once the recap of events ended, she became lost in thoughts, processing everything I had said. My mom told me long ago that Grandma, despite her age, was far sharper than she let on. I think it'd be best if we kept this between the two of us. I stared at her, confused. I mean, I guess Dad did freak out over the whole mom being a ghost thing, so... Wouldn't it be better if we just had more people to rely upon? I think 2 reasons for which it's best to keep this a secret. She raised her index finger. First, we don't know how other people having knowledge of you would affect history. After all, you've yet to grace this world. I would very much like to avoid changing events such a way that you don't come to be. Second, I do not wish to suffer this as crushing, as you call it. From what you told me, it seems like you stopped before you told someone who your mother is. Would it apply if you were to talk to someone in the future, or perhaps your father? I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't want to find out. Hey, are you guys still receiving anything? You've been quiet. Come on. Feed my ego. Make me feel important. God dang it. What the hell? Man, today's been a busy day, despite the fact that my entire fucking Where were we? Man, so much yawning, and I don't know why. She went quiet again for a moment before picking up and placing a fist in her palm. She just had the greatest idea. Oh, I know. How about we pass you off as one of my nieces? I could say you're the daughter of one of my sisters. Yeah, isn't that what a niece is? If it had to be someone believable, we could just go, yes, Betty. It would work perfectly. Who? She's a sister of mine that lives on the other side of the country. We're rather distant, so I doubt we would come into contact with her or family at all. She and I look alike, the only difference being the color of her hair, so we should have no problem giving one of her children. I'd also like to point out, as far as I recall, I don't think she ever comes up, so despite this being kind of like a Chekhov's gun, it never gets used. Which is fine. It's not really what the story's about anyway. She seemed to into this idea, but ultimately didn't have any problems with the plan. Okay, that sounds good. I'm your niece, but keep calling me Amber. I don't think I'd adapt well to having a new name. Also, we'd lose all of our marketing appeal. People need to know I'm Amber. How else would they buy the toys? I see no problem with keeping Amber as your first name. I wouldn't have you change such a wonderful name. But something will have to be done about your last name. How about Jesus? Jesus? Just something out of the tip of my tongue. Found a suggestion of it. Amberesis. Is this a fucking joke? Amberesis. Ambiguous? Kind of? No. You can't do that to a child, man. You can't look at too fond on it. Let's try again. Can't we use my supposed mother's surname? Don't know what surname Mitty's family is under, as I say. We're rather distant. How about Kraid? What kind of last name is that? Could have Kraid over and over again. Very well, from now on, you're Amber Kraid. Just don't forget who you truly are, okay? Amber Kraid? Amber Kraid. Amber Kraid? Amber Kraid. What does it make me giggle? Of course, I'm your granddaughter and your mother's daughter. Nothing can change that. It's just a last name. Stop making a big deal out of it. Man, the yawning will not stop. Anyway, I'll get out. What's worse, solidify our bonds. Funny situation, imagine. Our conversation continued until a set of heavy footsteps approached the front door. Could it be Grandpa? I waited for them to enter, and to my surprise, the door was kicked open. Past it, I spotted a figure that was definitely not Grandpa. Instead, the one who made the two entrances was just a light blue pterosaur. Slightly taller than me, dressed in a black crop top and ripped jeans. But as in the attire, I would have no clue who they were, except one look at their eyes revealed their identity, at least to me. Eyes, the color which I shared my name with, except they were downcast and lost all glimmer. I was someone who was in a pain full of sorrow, and yet full of hate at the same time. The very old bore straight into me in disdain, at the very least acknowledging that I existed. I flinched from the sheer intensity, as if their gaze was labeling me as a cause of their misery. Lucy, what's wrong? Are you alright? Mom made her way over to Lucy in urgency. Mom! Mom! What followed was the rejected complaint. Or it's fine. Just leave me alone. I'm in the shittiest moods right now. Lucy proceeded to head upstairs carrying a guitar case. Oh yeah, this is after the concert, isn't it? Wait, you have a visitor. What wants you to do? Don't care. Just tell him to fuck off. My heart cracked at hearing those words. In my shock, all I could hear was the door slamming in the distance. I'm just lost right now. Well, like I said, so far so good, you know. I don't know. I feel like it's taking some time to really get things going, but on the plus side, we've actually we've hit good beats, you know. A little bit here, a little bit there, character development, where people get space to breathe and be themselves. It's good. Next up will be a fresh start, which I guess I gotta start moving on. It's gotta be great. As I said, I kind of like this one. It's such a mellow compared to the usual stuff I gotta put up with. My lips are dry though. In a little bit of time, I'm gonna get myself some soup, some delicious peanut soup. Mm. Man, I love good soup. I'm gonna be so full of soup. Oh, I want to be full of soup. It's so delicious and warm. Puts a smile on my face. I can't keep going, man. I keep yawning every 5 seconds. I'm not supposed to do anything if all I can do is yawn. Thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up. Do is yawn. And all that stuff. We'll do more. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe next week. Kind of depends on how tomorrow morning goes. There might be another session. I'll do some catch up. I did pay attention. What happened? I can't believe Senator. Salt me. Don't my feelings mean anything to you? Wee. Wee. Basically, Amber came home to Samantha, and Samantha figured it out. And they're like, "You can tell me the truth, but don't tell anyone else. We gotta limit the amount of time space disaster happening." And then Fan came home, and she's like, "Wow, my mom was this fucked up. That sucks. That's terrible." And she got really sad about it, which I like. Like Amber never saw Fang, only ever Lucy. So that's a fun thing. It's cognizant of what's going on. How do you? So that's great. So yeah, next up is chapter 4. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Lots of pats. And look, the chapters are not overly long. They do start to get a little longer after this. Chapter 5 is especially where we're picking up some girth. And chapter 6 goes back to normal, which is great. Great! What the hell is Sentinels of the Multiverse? I feel like I've heard of that game. Board Game Geek, enlighten me. Wait, I can just go to shut up and sit down. They have all the information. 2011? Oh, they should have reviewed it. When Paul was still around? What? This is a Paul era review? That's fucking nuts. I heard there's like a fanfic that's basically my immortal of Percy Jackson. Ew! I don't even know Percy Jackson, man. I don't think they deserve that. I don't do well with that. What even is Percy Jackson? Man, I'm gonna watch that review video of Shut Up and Sit Down. I feel like they did another one, but I think it's a. It's the first Shut Up and Sit Down review I've completely disagreed with. To your point about damage, and more damage, sorry, but this is just wrong. Maybe if you keep picking the same heroes over and over, maybe you got bad luck and never drew utility cards, but there are several heroes that have utility, healing, tank, and support moves. Visionary is almost entirely not offensive hero, for example, with most of her powers affecting the villain deck, such as rearranging and controlling enemy minions. Oh, that's cute. Hmm. Man, it's interesting to see a review this old. This, actually, I talk about the Paul era, but then I realized Quinn's also left. The only person in this video that's still around is Matt. Man, Shut Up and Sit Down is such a weird story. Why did Paul leave anyway? I almost forgot. I think it was just like personal reasons, and he's gone now. Man, I remember that weird mega game they once did, where I think they were Japan and aliens were invading or something. Something about whales. Ah, well, nothing here about those guys. Dang. 500,000 subs, though. Ooh. 2011. That's 15 years, man. Let's see. It's called, like, Moondaughter. Also, I don't know Percy Jackson's work, but it sounds like a car crash. It's so bad you can't look away. I'd, listen, I'd subject myself to it if I was feeling especially, like, subjecting myself to it. So, yeah, tomorrow we might do another stream, maybe later. No matter how cold it is, you will always encounter a guy wearing shorts at least once. You know, you say that, and it's true. I did, in fact, see someone on that really cold day walking around in shorts. It's just how reality works. Thank you all for coming. I'm gonna end the stream because, you know, 2 chapters is a lot compared to normal. And we might do a stream tomorrow and all that, so, be there or be square. And if you're gonna be square, then, I don't know. Learn how logarithms work.